Islam is for Muslims, like Christianity is for Christians. It makes sense, isn't it? If some Christians, they want to have secularism again, that's their will and their volition. We likewise, in the Muslim world, we should have to be able to have our own sovereignty and detail how we want to live our life. So anyway, I've been speaking too much, John.
Well put, yeah.
So, I heard that the British, or the coalition of the West, they actually took over the original Islam by funding a particular sect, and so therefore they now the West controls Islam indirectly.
So
what would you say?
Yeah. Look. Everyone vies for hegemony. If I'm saying the word right. Yeah. Everyone wants control. So they use it in many ways. Not just religions. They use it in politics and social aspects and music as well. Yeah. You can see many people. They're malleable to how musicians behave or influencers behave. So Islam or Christianity may not be any different. For example, this country is pushing small sects like Ahmadiyya forward in order to be a representative of majority. Has he started fighting again? David, has he started fighting again? David, he started fighting again. He can't stop it today. This guy started fighting with us yesterday.
Oh, fighting with you lot?
Yeah, for no. Look, John, look how hospitable I am, and he wants to fight me.
Oh, physically?
Very well.
Of course, physically, not with words, not with words like Jesus.
I know many young people, but the unfortunately, we get spiritual. And there are many groups, political groups, otherwise. Now, both groups engage in heckling of each other. Now, only one group consistently decides to do so. That's fine. Okay, so that's all. Not a problem. Okay. Well, you didn't get what you wanted, so I'm happy.
The day's nice at least. At least it's a nice day.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
How are you going? We're having such a good discussion. You finished?
Oh, okay, yeah. So,
Well, you tell me about yourself,
Yeah, so,
John.
okay, so these are the police race codes, yeah? So an IC3 and so on. And the civil service use a cut down version of these codes. So the
Dog whistle kind of thing.
Yeah, okay. So these codes are based on an interpretation of the Bible. They say that Noah had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and the black people are the cursed.
Ham.
Okay. So this world is constructed on anti-darkies or anti-blackness. Right. So, which is white supremacy. So, white supremacy has taken over the Abrahamic faith. I know they're fighting against it because, you know, we've got Saudi, Russia, India, Brazil. They're all trying to come together to come against the West.
BRICS, yeah?
Yeah, right. So that's their attempt to break free from the dominance
Of the dollar.
That's right. So so you know that the dollar itself is white supremacy.
Yeah, it's an imperialist tool, without doubt. The SWIFT system they have in place.
Well, you're up to speed. Good.
I'm fairly up to speed. So the SWIFT system is an imperialist tool that everyone with a Visa card has to pay money to America, and they have to trade in dollars as well, like oil and everything.
100%.
So there's many tools that the Western world or America uses in order to maintain its power over the world.
That's right, because they built
They build systems.
The world is theirs.
Yeah.
It's an aspect of the world. The world is financial, political.
Let me pick your mind though. You say that racism is like white supremacy, but the thing is it really? And the reason I say that is that I grew up with West Africans and Jamaicans, and now all of us made racist jokes. Yeah, me less so because I was the poor little Asian guy.
You're talking about individuals now. I'm talking about systems.
Okay, good. We needed that clarification.
When you moved on to the conversation about SWIFT,
Yeah.
you're talking about structures.
Okay, good.
But there's individuals
Yeah.
spending money.
But is it white people that control the banks? Is it white supremacy?
Of course.
Is it them who control the banks?
Of course. Of course.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Can I take the Quran?
Yeah. You gonna read it, yeah? Yeah. Make sure. What's your name? What's your name? What's your name?
What's
Yes, I'm doing the same thing that I do.
So,
Yeah, but I'm doing it.
You know Ramadan? Ramadan?
Every Muslim.
Hey, what's your name?
Muhammad.
Muhammad. No, your name.
Muhammad.
Muhammad. From where?
Broadgate Circle.
Muhammad from where?
From Makkah.
From Makkah.
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
وش حي ليش؟ في سعودي وين؟
Makkah.
وحي ليش؟ اشبيليا غرناطة كذا وين؟
No. Makkah.
أنا داري. Listen, are you fasting?
No.
Don't forget to fast.
Yo.
اسمع. Don't forget to fast, محمد. محمد.
Allah cover
اسمع.
عليه.
Listen.
Push the book.
اسمع محمد. اسمع.
سامعك الآن.
اسمع محمد. ركز معي. اسمع. هذا شهر رمضان. ركز على صومك.
القرآن بفلوس ولا مجانا؟
لا لازم مجانا لكن اسمع.
اشتري المسلم. أنا سامعك الآن.
اسمع لك fix yourself يا محمد.
لا أتكلم معي باللغة العربية صاحبي.
خلي عربي هذا انجلند. listen fix محمد طفلة.
عادي الرب انجلند.
اسمع.
الآن.
لكن what happened؟ وش اللي صار معك؟ ها؟ شوف وجهك كيف كذا.
يا صاحبي وجهي 100 يا صاحبي.
No, أنا أشوف عندك look. No, this one you got cuts there, كل شيء bruising.
والله over uncle, you know what I'm saying?
Uncle إيش uncle؟
أخي معناه يا صاحبي خالي يا صاحبي.
uncle عمك.
عمو الدفن.
عمو عيال.
خالي يا صاحبي.
اسمع ارجع إلى دينك.
يا صاحبي.
اسمع محمد ارجع إلى دينك.
هذا دين،
ثبت
أنا ما
أقدامك.
دين يا
اسمع
صاحبي.
ثبت أقدامك. شوف عندك دم على سروالك. ثبت نفسك. اوكي هذا رمضان. اوكي محمد. اوكي الله يحبك. اوكي
أنت في جنة الفردوس ورب الغران.
كلنا ان شاء الله كلنا. اوكي
لا كلنا يا صاحبي.
ها
صم كفار هنا شايف هؤلاء ما كلنا.
انا قصد مسلمين.
هنا ايوه فهمت. انا الشافع المشفع يا صاحبي فهمت.
يا اخي الله يرحمه.
So let me continue. So, talking about finance.
Allah يعطيك الجنة. ها الله give you heaven. Yeah, make you strong so you can fix yourself. Okay آمين. قول آمين. آمين.
I'm in the paradise anyway.
قول آمين.
Right now. Alhamdulillah.
Okay.
Amin. Yes.
Yeah,
Amin.
of course.
Yes. We go right now.
Okay, do your thing, inshallah.
Yes.
Yeah. Sometimes we fall down, we become weak, you know.
We're going to discuss or explore the power of finance. Who is controlling the finance? I'm saying, my statement is that it's a belief in whiteness as righteousness.
Okay.
Okay, and that's the fundamental belief that unites them, that the West is built on. So, if you disagree with that, who do you see as controlling?
Okay, so hello, كيف حالك? So I think John, the topic is so complex. We have to understand what whiteness constitutes in the first place. What it is now is different from what it was before. For example, you remember? Not possibly. We know because we used to see the signs which used to say no dogs, no blacks, no Irish. Now the Irish was excluded from whiteness, and it wasn't just the Irish. It wasn't just the Irish. It was the Armenians, the Jews. So when they said white, it was a very specific, narrow thing. People used to have received pronunciation. They had a study, I'm not sure if you know about this, about the negrescence of the English language. So you can understand what that definition means. So they would value each of these, accents, and they put received pronunciation on the top. So that was a feature also of whiteness. Also, you couldn't be common class. Common class didn't really benefit from colonialism. You have to remember
Empire,
that.
That's right,
Empire.
that's right.
They may now, but we exist here right now. But back then, they didn't have a pot to piss in, nor a window to throw it out of. So the majority of people, they live very, very bad lives. They couldn't scrub themselves, they didn't have soaps.
Good point.
So it's much more complex. So we can't blame Bob and Tom and Henry in the streets for them. They want identity, John, yeah? And it's not their fault. It's that every person desires identity, but someone or something or some institution is stopping them to having a national identity, which I don't blame us, because every human yearns to be able to be with his own to a degree. Now, I'm not saying that we should be separatists. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I can understand where all of the disheartenment from the English white man comes from, in terms of and he channels it wrong, maybe to you or to me. His problem is what? He can't afford a house. He has to work not one job, sometimes two jobs, not one life, two lifetimes, just to be able to afford.
Who's to blame for all this?
Well, it's you, who controls the money? You tell me.
So I'm saying it's the white
Who controls inflation?
This is my statement. I'm saying it's the white supremacists, and that's a faith, it's an ideology. Who would you say?
I say there's a very simple way of saying that it's white supremacy. I think there's much more layers of complexity.
Don't worry, I want to hear, what is your position? I've presented my position. What is your answer to the question? Who controls it? What is your answer?
I don't know, John. I want to know what your answer. No, you tell me. You tell me. You tell me. Because I want to hear engage in your argument.
So I'm saying it's the belief in whiteness and
Let me see this. Let me see this. What the heck? That's unique. That's unique. That's unique.
Okay.
So look, how can there be blame, John, when they don't control inflation, they can't control, because look at them, I say I'm talking about white English people, yeah? They can't afford their houses, they can't afford, think about one second, John, one second. Think about, yeah, they don't have identity, they don't have a common language that they could walk down the street and hear everyone speaking. There's a high levels of, it's a low class, but majority of people are. But once again, they can't afford housing, they can't afford a mortgage. Once again, understand, like they're having difficulty being told what a woman or a man is. They don't know the role of, they know what is the role of a man is, but they're not allowed to say it. So then there's a big agenda being pushed down. And again, who causes that agenda? The LGBT. Most people don't want it shoved down our throats. So then their children is also brainwashed from a young age. They can't do anything. Their children are sexualized, salacialized, placed in sex education without consent. And if you dissent from that, what happens to them? Their kids get taken. So even the educational rights, it's like it's a long arm of the law. Even the educational rights of a parent on the child, disciplinary rights, are taken away from them. So they no longer can have a child that reflects their morality. So their child becomes delinquent. Hey, how's it going, man? It becomes delinquent, high school dropouts, drugs. Look how many people on drugs, not just children, adults, just to escape reality. It's not easy. Look how many people. I feel sorry for them, because when I come from other countries to this country, everyone looks so sad, broken. They need some kind of happiness. They look sad, John.
Okay, and Islam may be the solution. Okay.
I know Islam is the solution.
Okay, so watch this. The system of white supremacy, there's white supremacists, and there's white people, and there's non-white people. Right. Not all white people are white supremacists.
Of course.
Okay. So the white people that you're discussing that are suffering these things, right? They're the ones that have been chosen to be sacrificed for the greater good of white supremacy. Just like when there's a war, right, they'll put certain people at the front line to die first for the in order to win the war. Yeah. So therefore, the suffering of white people that you're talking about, they have been selected to be sacrificed for the greater good to maintain the power.
Okay, now I'll engage with that. Yeah, I understand. But again, I think we're falling short of all of the details. When we talk about elitists, talking about just, hey, how's it going? It is an interesting discussion. You can
ask you a question, but
no problem. So now when we say white supremacy, we have to understand the 1% of the world, the 1% of the world isn't purely white. So a person who is the richest man in Congo will rub shoulders with the richest man in this country. So it's not purely, John, white supremacy. It's a 1%. And even less percentage probably controlling them.
Okay, so who are these 1%?
How are you?
I'm good, brother.
Yeah?
I'm back.
You here to be nice? Yeah. How are you? How are you? How are you?
I seen your debate with him last week online. It was very good.
It was good,
Yeah,
isn't
nice
it?
energy.
Yeah, but I had to control him, isn't
No,
it?
you're very. It was a nice. It was like table tennis.
Thank you. No, he's a good man. He's a good man. It's due to him. It's due to
But I
him.
disagree with something you said.
No problem. No
You
problem.
said that Simon of Cyrene died on the cross.
No.
I asked him according to the Quran, he went to the Bible.
Yeah. No, you never said to the Quran.
Nazarene.
You never said Quran.
Yeah, I did, man.
No, you never. You said who died on the cross.
According
So-
to the Quran.
You said according to Islam.
No,
Simon
I
of
didn't. No,
Cyrene.
not according to
said
Islam.
according to
I said according to Christianity. Some sects in Christianity,
I'm
not
asking
all.
according to the Quran. I
Yeah.
was
So
only
this.
going by the
So
Quran. I wasn't
what I
going by the
did, yeah,
Bible.
he asked like this. I
Sorry.
did him like
Yeah,
that,
we're talking
and he didn't realize.
Because Simon of Cyrene
But-
was black, no?
Sorry. Oh my days. So.
What, do you want this conversation?
Yeah. So, what's your name? What's your name? Come jump in if you want. Jump into this guy. So basically, early Christianity.
My G. You just gonna push my camera out the way?
Come.
That was nice.
Push
Hey,
it.
bro,
Push
you
his
just gonna
camera.
push my camera out the way?
Calm down, man. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, it's mine.
Calm down, calm down.
Big one.
I don't want y'all to cut
I'm
and
not
paste.
gonna. Calm down. What's your
y'all
name?
do, y'all
What's
cut
your
and
name?
paste.
What's
And y'all said the Christian lost the debate. I'm gonna cook him again this time.
David.
Some more.
Listen, David. So in early Christian, in early.
I'll be back. Can you make sure it's
I'm not
fine.
doing this 1 hour, 2 hour thing like last time. You see, I'm fasting.
I watched it last
Yeah.
week. Yeah.
Yeah, and my mouth goes dry. Yeah.
I watched it last week, and it was a nice energy between the two.
Yeah.
It was like watching table tennis.
Yeah.
And they-
It's
they write on
it's that battle of the sexes, isn't it? You know that guy that battled the woman.
They write on the title, the Christian was embarrassed of his own Bible.
So-
Mind you, I've been asking questions according to the Quran.
So what's
I'll
it?
leave you.
Wait, let me answer you. So basically, in early Christianity, yeah, just hear me for a
You know
second.
the Gnostics.
Yeah, there's one of the groups like the Docetians,
I'm
the
asking
Gnostics.
according to the
everything.
Quran. But you responded.
Stop,
You said you don't know.
stop.
I'm sorry.
Stop. So basically, in early Christianity, when they say Jesus died, there were many groups that were trying to figure it out. Who was Jesus? Why did he come? What was his message? There was no written pieces of paper. There were many groups of Christianity that tried to interpret the messages that they received
look how many
through
mics you got.
oral tradition. Through
Muslim
oral
channels.
tradition. So Bob told Tom that told Henry that called this person who finally wrote it down. And then copies of this writing would be written multiple times and it would be only afforded to rich people. Now the earliest people that wrote these books made multiple mistakes. And this is what we have with the early manuscripts of the Bible. So then afterwards we had the compilation of the Bible. In the time around say 330s onwards, yeah, we had they say the Easter letter was the first one that shows the canon of the Bible that we have in today, yeah. But anyway, the
P52 is the earliest copy that we have.
I was telling him this there, yeah, that's from the Rylands Library, yeah, exactly. It's good to know this stuff.
That's the first century.
It falls out.
Piece of John.
Yeah. I think it falls in second. It's only one, and it's like a credit card size with 7 lines.
We acknowledge that.
Yeah. And the thing is, John, yeah, now the problem with John, yeah, John itself is written in the year 90 to 120 in Ephesus, far removed from the epicenter of Jesus' message, which is Judea, and in a different language.
You know Mark of the Gospels?
Yeah, Mark is the first of the 4 Gospels.
Yeah, but Mark never
Some
met
say-
Jesus, but
they
you
say
know
some-
Mark
some say it was John.
is the founder of the Coptic Christians in Egypt.
I heard something like I recently found up a new group that is called the Carprochians that only follow a mystical version of Mark. So for most Christians, they think the Gospels we have today is the Gospels that used to exist before. That's not so. For example, Papias says that the church fathers used to believe that Matthew was the earliest of the 4 Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke and John. However, recently, because we've been examining all of the Gospels side by side, we see Matthew and Luke actually copied from Mark. And the scholars
Luke would be, Luke and Mark weren't disciples of Jesus and they never met Jesus.
That's right, that's right.
Mark was the scribe of Peter's.
But the claim is that...
He runs away from me.
Mark,
Like Mansour.
it's mostly referencing Peter. So he was hired by Peter to
person
translate
farts.
Peter's
So this is the
sermons,
traditional thing. This is the traditional
and Luke
thing.
was the companion of
They
Paul.
just
So
say-
he
they
never
just
met
say
Jesus.
Paul
Okay, so now if Luke, so there's 2 people who aren't eyewitnesses according
They're not
to
eyewitnesses.
John.
Mark
Yeah.
and Luke
So
were
one of them.
John was.
No,
John
stop.
and Matthew
So
were.
the claim is 2 were eyewitnesses and 2 weren't eyewitnesses. The non-eyewitness.
That's okay.
No,
That is
let me
okay,
build the
yeah.
argument. Let me build the argument. Yes, sir. So you've got Mark, who is an eyewitness, but then you have John and Matthew, who are eyewitnesses according to you. But the problem is, if Matthew is an eyewitness, why is he copying from a non-eyewitness Mark? 80% of Mark is found in 40% of the Gospel of Matthew. If Matthew is an independent eyewitness, why do we have what scholars call it the synoptic problem? I know. That's
what you see in the
do you
Gospel of
understand the
Mark.
argument?
Yeah,
If Matthew is eyewitness, why is he copying from non-eyewitness?
Yeah, but Peter's an eyewitness.
Yeah?
Which
So
the
why
church
is he
founder
copying from a
Peter.
non-
Peter's the founder of
Yeah.
the Christian church. So Mark is the scribe of Peter.
Okay.
So he's translating and writing down what Peter is telling.
Okay, hold on to that argument. I'm gonna engage with that one. No, I'm gonna engage with that one that you just said. Yeah, but hold on to that. The first point is though, why is Matthew copying from Mark if he is an eyewitness? But okay, let's say whatever. Now the second point is anyway. The claim is that Mark is heard from Peter.
Why do you think they're copying? They may just be similar. If they were all the same, if all four Gospels were exactly the same, would that not be more suspicious?
No, so okay, so you've got reasons as to why scholars, and they do spend a lot of time here, believe that Mark was the original gospel which Matthew and Luke then copied. One, it is shorter than the other one. It is a more difficult read, whereas Matthew and Luke, they seem to be copying Mark, and Mark is the middleman, yeah, like the middle term between them. No, not similarities. If from idea to idea, from word to word, it's same. Do you understand? And when Matthew and Luke deviate, they change it completely between themselves, and that's why scholars, yeah, they assume that there's another source which is called a hypothetical Q document. So not only is Luke and Matthew copying from Mark, he's also copying from a hypothetical document called Q. Now scholars suggest that Q must have been written. Why? Because the identical statements which you find in Matthew and Luke are word for word the same. Now if it was oral tradition, this hypothetical Q, you would expect them to use a diversity of words. You know, but this isn't what we see. And it also must have been written in Greek, because Greek is the same language they're writing and they're using exactly. So the scholars aren't on folly. They're understanding what they're writing.
Bart Ehrman, yeah, Muslims put a lot of value on Bart Ehrman, yeah. They use Bart Ehrman in a lot in arguments.
But yeah.
They do. Okay. But Bart Ehrman, even though he would probably agree with some of the things you're saying, he said the essential message throughout the Bible doesn't change. Even though we will find issues, the essential message of the Bible doesn't change. Yeah. And Bart Ehrman says that. And Bart Ehrman is a scholar who actually Muslims will use to kind of criticize the Bible. So just kind of look at that.
So can I jump in that? Yeah. Okay. So Bart Ehrman.
Sorry, go ahead.
Hey, easy.
Sorry, I'll let you
I'll
go off to let you.
So he made an excellent argument. He said this.
My insurance doesn't cover that.
You got insurance?
You gotta have insurance in this world. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be stabbing people.
I got insurance, but not in this.
What's your name?
Hamza.
Hamza, of course it is. Yeah, I was thinking, but I watched the video.
How many Hamzas are there?
There's too many. You take them out. Okay.
Can I?
So, but he's great. These are above you, man. These are above you. Just give him his time. Oh Lord. Okay. So Bart Ehrman, he's a scholar who studied under Bruce Metzger. Bruce Metzger is one of the most biggest biblical scholars that we've seen for a long time.
Amen.
So Bart Ehrman accordingly says, despite all of the manuscript differences that we have, because we have a wealth of manuscript descriptions, we have a wealth of manuscripts. Here, down. Oh, la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah.
You gotta have boldness, man.
لا يضر مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العظيم.
He is the King, the Lord of Lords, and the
بسم
God of
الله
God.
لا يضر مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء.
Amen.
In Islam,
Amen.
Jesus is Almighty God.
Amen.
That donkey Muhammad, he added Jesus and Mary in that filthy Quran.
Can you say that in English?
No connection.
Can you say it in English?
I understand.
Jesus Christ has no connection with that filthy Islam.
Amen.
Say in English.
Islam is made by that filthy psychopath Muhammad.
Say in English.
Jesus
I
and
understand what
Mary.
you're saying.
Yeah?
has
That
no
wasn't English.
He's speaking Hindi.
in that
That's
filthy-
English, bro.
Get
Come
that
on,
right in
bro.
your head.
That's English,
Get
bro.
that right in
Don't
your head.
defend her. This is not
Get
good
that
guy, man.
right
It's
in
not
your head.
Christian.
You speak in
Alright.
English first. You speak in English first. So,
Is that
the
very
Isa-
Christian? Is that very
the
Christian of
Isa
you?
of Islam,
gospel.
Is
you
that very
people
Christian?
that kill.
Is
You
that
people
very
kill.
Christian?
Is
Islam
that very
kill.
Christian?
Islam
Wherever
rape.
you find
Islam
them.
murder. Islam
Fight those
kill everybody.
who don't believe in
They
Allah.
want to kill all
You
of
two are the same. You're helping her energy. You're helping her energy.
Remember,
Very Christian.
Israel is God's land. No
Jesus Christ is Lord.
Tom, Dick and Harry.
Oh, the police right there.
Someone take their auntie. Someone take their auntie.
The Isa of Islam
Take
is
your
led
auntie.
by
Take your
psychopath
auntie.
Muhammad. I will not
Take
go.
your auntie. Take your auntie.
No, uncle, I will stay here. Uncle, I will stay here. Uncle, I will stay here.
Take the auntie, please.
So,
Okay.
the Isa, the filthy Isa of
Esau.
filthy
Look, she said
Islam
filthy Esau.
is made by psychopath
His name is not Isa,
Muhammad.
though.
His
name is
Jesus
Yasu.
Christ
It's
and
not
Mary
either.
It's
have
Yasu.
Oh, in
brought
Arabic.
connection
It's Yasu,
with the
not Isa, so
filthy
who's Isa?
Islam. Get that in your head.
Who's Isa? Who's Isa?
Okay.
now,
You wait your turn.
I'm
I
waiting.
spent you 2 hours last time. Okay. So so
I've been waiting here, so give me a chance.
no, you're asking good. No, let him. He's asking good questions. He's defending. You don't even understand. I'll answer.
What
Look,
was his question?
I'll answer.
What was his question?
Let me
So
answer.
the audience knows.
my
What was
Lord.
his question?
La
Come on, bro.
hawla
What was his
wa la
question?
quwwata. Okay, he will tell me if my
was the
questions
question?
are. No, don't repeat. Don't repeat. I'll answer.
Oh, because the
No,
Bible said on the cross.
Us. Okay, so now in
According to the
biblical
Quran.
manuscripts, yeah, we have over.
What does the Quran say?
La hawla. Tell him to. No, stop. Okay, let me answer the biblical what Armin said. No, your question was about Armin. I'm going to get to that now. Yeah. So in biblical manuscripts are handwritten documents. We have over 25,000 of them. However, 95% of them date after the 9th century. So what we're left is like just 5% before the 9th century. That's only 300 documents. And from 1 second, no, Christian. So there's only 5,000. Yeah. There's 5,000 documents.
Let's see scrolls.
1 second.
Let's see scrolls. Oh, sorry.
There's
bro.
only 5,000 documents of Christian manuscripts. There's only 5,000.
And they agree with the Bible. Oh, sorry, bro. Yeah.
God help me, I have to have patience with it. It's
God,
like,
not Allah.
it's like,
God.
That is BC.
it's like the wife I never married. You know? Okay. It's American, they get sensitive about that. So anyway, so in terms of Greek manuscripts, you have about, which are the earliest ones, you have about 5,000 Greek manuscripts. Now the problem is that within these Greek manuscripts, yeah, you have over, and they estimate over 500,000 variations.
How many
Now,
manuscripts
to understand, now his argument was, despite that we have these variations, which number 500,000 variations, he says 1% of them are he didn't use these words, but he means this, are meaningful and viable. Meaningful is that they change theology. Viable is that they go back to the original manuscript. However, when we use this kind of language, we don't actually understand what we're saying. What is 1% of 500,000? If I gave you 1% of £500,000, you'd be quite a rich man. You know, I'd be quite a rich man. Now translate that in number. There's a lot of manuscript differences.
How many manuscripts
Now,
is
1 second. Now, in terms of theological differences, of course, John 5:7. For there are three that bear record in the heaven: the Father, the Ghost, and the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Yeah, exactly. That's the point we're making. Keep up, Jude. I love this guy. No, sorry. I didn't. No, sorry.
I'm about to get you in the Quran. I'm waiting. I'm being patient.
So the point is, that there are plenty of things that change theology. But Ehrman also rescinded this opinion. And you have to, and one of the arguments he said is that, do you believe that the Bible is free from any corruption? That's a theological statement. He debated.
It's not free. We would say there's issues.
Yeah, exactly.
We're open to that.
Is the Bible inerrant? The inerrancy of the Bible. That affects essential theology.
No, but he said the essential.
This is what he used to say. Trust me, this is what he used to say. Yeah, you go look at the ending of Mark. Now most people.
I know that's what you're saying. It's a longer verse. There's two verses.
And what types of theology have we got in the ending of Mark? We've got the idea that you'll be able to take up vipers and you'll be able to heal the sick, and also the visions of the resurrected Jesus is not found in Mark. Now that's a big theological point.
Hamza, on that, sorry,
No,
you got to remember, at the time, 12 people have said they've witnessed the resurrected Jesus. Okay?
Yeah.
12 people know they are saying something,
Yeah.
have a conviction in
Yeah.
what they're saying,
Yeah.
that they know could lead them to their death.
Yeah.
Okay? You
Yeah.
have to look
Where are you
at that.
from?
Ireland.
Oh my days, I love Irish
Okay.
people. I love
so
Irish.
they're saying
I feel
something.
like you're lying, bro.
No, I love Irish
Hold on,
people.
they're saying
They're
12
good,
people,
real Christian men.
Hold on, 12
Real Christian men.
Okay,
So.
okay.
So 2,000
agree.
years ago,
Teach
12,
these Americans.
the 12 closest people around Jesus are saying something that they know is could get them killed. Right? They know if they say keep to this story,
They'll die for it.
and most of them did die. Truly,
Yeah, yeah.
you know what I
Let
mean?
me engage with that, yeah?
Yeah. So I'm just saying, for me to 12 of us together to say something that we know is going to get us killed. If you can't see you have to see the conviction of of those people and what they're saying.
Okay.
Right.
So there's many ways of skinning the cat in this discussion, yeah? Politely, of course, yeah? Many people die for convictions which you wouldn't say is orthodoxy in the first instance. In fact, the earliest Christians, most of them that were killed by the church were actually known as heretics. Whether it's modalists or subordinationists, many of them was killed. The guy who translated the Bible into English,
I'm still waiting.
is it Tyndall? He got burned at the stake for translating it. So many people who, in fact, we would see that as not a non-righteous action now. But anyway, the idea that people die for their conviction doesn't necessarily make them right or wrong. But one second, the only testimony is what we have that the 12 apostles died, yeah, is from this church tradition. However, it's simply challengeable, let's say. I'll give you why. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. This last thing I'll say, sorry. Because trust me, even though sometimes I go long, I was good. Yeah, so when you look at Acts, now Acts is written after, it's like a eulogy to Paul. Now Paul is said to have died in year 62 in Rome. In Rome, like he died for his faith, yeah? But Acts is written after Paul. Now Acts doesn't mention the death of Paul. If Paul, which has been eulogized by Luke, who's writing Acts many years later after the death of Paul. He doesn't mention where Paul dies. If Paul died in Rome,
Why is that important? You're looking
But was the
for
Quran
something
written?
missing.
no, but you said all of them died. 12, you said the 12 apostles.
When
I
was the
assume by the
Quran
12 you meant also Paul.
I'm just saying, we look at Jesus and we're not looking at Paul, even though we might look at the teaching of what Paul is saying.
No, but you said 12
why would it be-
apostles.
Why is there so much significance on the fact that Luke hasn't mentioned where Paul died? I don't.
There's massive one because there's two early churches. Sorry, what's your name again?
Damien.
There's two early churches, yeah? In Epiphanes of Salamis in his Panorion. Now what he is, yeah? He writes about heresies.
Never heard of any of that. They're all names.
Yeah, Epiphanes of Salamis, yeah? He's a heresy.
They have 144,000 prophets.
I'm sorry, but
Anyway, catch it. I'm telling you, you need to catch up. You need to catch up. You need to catch
got
up.
that from you know Jehovah's
No, there's a prophet.
Witnesses?
There's a prophet.
Believe
Oh,
audio
they say they're 144.
They got a prophet named Hood.
We don't believe in
I'm trying to
this.
find out.
They believe
We're
to
going
ask
to heaven.
Go to heaven.
Watch and learn, guys.
144,000.
I want to know who the prophet Hood
Kind of
is.
interesting, those two numbers. Similar
Speaking in the
It-
Quran.
It's not that number he said. It's
This is Allah's
124.
words, but you got the prophet Hood speaking.
124.
Oh yeah, I know.
Allah is on
He's
a straight
confused
path.
himself with the watchtower. He's
Where
been
is he
reading
going?
too much watchtower.
Allah is. Can I speak now?
You're shouting. What kind of speaking?
Hamza, look, I'll let you. It's better.
All right. Remember last week?
He's a nice guy. He just animated.
Should I go further back?
Yeah.
Outside voice.
Say a nice
I'm
thing.
using my outside voice. John the Baptist said, I cry out in the wilderness. Anyhow, let's go back.
You know John the
Yeah,
Baptist.
this is like the wilderness.
John the Baptist was
This is like the
ice.
wilderness. This is a part.
John-
It's like the wilderness. All right, let me go.
How's it going? Nice day today, isn't it?